What's up? We are the Outsiders, and we would like a Chicago Handshake.
How did you guys all meet and form your collective?
Tinder.
It's the easiest way to make your friends.
I went on a date with him. He went on a date with him.
But we were using Bumble, though.
And but we were on Bumble. Actually,
Obviously, sparks
Ben
fly.
tips well.
Why?
Yeah.
He tips very well, by the way. On dates. He's a very great gentleman.
I think the first relationship was Ben and I met in college. His freshman year, my sophomore year. But we didn't actually start making music until a year after that, right? Yeah, so we were the first to link up, the OG Justice League members, I guess you could say, you know. Them,
And then I met
y'all met
him
each other at different times.
at a show in Madison, my first ever show, coming from Milwaukee, and I had a show with him. And
The show you were playing or show
I was
you
playing.
just- okay.
I was playing, yeah, and I met him, and he was he liked my shit, I liked his shit, and then we exchanged numbers, but we didn't work till months later, maybe even a year. Same thing with Christian too, and then me and him just went to the same high school in Milwaukee. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So you guys all met at different times, and how did you come together and decide that you wanted to form the Outsiders?
Oh yeah, all right. So we were living in Madison, right? Rich and I, and they were in Milwaukee. And every once in a while, we'd be like, "Yo, oh, and Free, he's not here right now, the other member." We'd be like, "Yo, you guys should come to Madison. Let's make some music, whatever." And then one weekend, I was like, "All right, everyone's got to come to my house for the whole weekend. We're gonna have a creative workshop. I've got a bunch of beats lined up, so some activities ready to go." And we started it off, and we made a bunch of songs. We made 5 songs that weekend.
Yes.
And we were just gonna put it out as a mixtape type of joint. And so we had to come up with a name. We called it the Outsidus.
Who came up with the name?
The name of the group?
Yeah.
I think I said it out my mind.
I think one person said it, and I think another person spelled it.
Okay.
We were trying to figure out how we wanted to
Spell
spell
with a
it.
Y, right?
Yeah.
But how
so-
did we come up with textures for the name of the?
Oh, that was with the recording process.
Yeah.
And it's
we
we're
just kept
recording.
saying-
Yeah, we kept saying do another take that sounds like this for the textures.
Yeah.
Like
Just
for
kept
the,
saying
you can hear
Add
the
some
textures.
texture to it. Add some texture
We
to
just
it.
kept saying textures.
Yeah. And then at some point we were like, we'll just call the tape textures. So.
Yeah, he said just call it tape textures.
Just call it tape textures.
Also, just to clarify, how many people are actually in the collective?
It's a great question. I don't know.
It's
We
like
were
4
trying to
officials.
figure
It's
that
4
out the other
officials.
day.
4 officially.
Okay.
Us,
the cousin.
Free the third, he couldn't make it.
He couldn't
Yeah.
make it today.
And then Coco is our closest affiliate.
I'm like the cousin.
And
Hey, what's up?
Son affiliate.
Also videographer.
Yeah.
And Eden's affiliate.
Shreek.
Pseudo. Yeah, Shreek.
Yeah.
We have some affiliates.
Just
You guys
family.
are affiliates. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Anybody with a
I
shirt.
like that title.
You got a
Anyone
shirt,
with
you're an
a shirt?
affiliate. You're an outsider if you got a shirt.
Okay. It's like the jersey then? Oh, you got the shirt on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got the
Just so it
OG.
can be inappropriate.
I love it. No, we were talking about that. We should have done
You're
that.
gonna wear ours
Yeah.
and fangirl.
Yeah. How do you think you've grown together, both as people and as artists?
Yeah, both as people and artists. I mean, I think they go hand in hand. You know, as we are growing as artists, we're growing as people constantly. I think, excuse me, one thing that's been important is bonding outside of the music. You know, the music that becomes business at some point. This is what we want to be as our careers. This is what we want to do. And so when we take a step out of that realm and we're just people with each other and we trust each other, we're homies and we help each other through tough situations, and the more tough situations you help people through, the closer you become. So that's just
Yeah.
kind of what
And
happens.
we party a lot. We party a lot together.
We
do
celebrate.
a lot of
We
fun.
celebrate
Those
too.
work chatty.
We celebrate too. Yeah.
We do.
Okay. So the party makes the working together easier?
Yeah, work hard, play
Yeah,
hard.
do you think it's a benefit that you guys are all super close? Obviously you spend so much time together. here too, but it's definitely a plus.
Definitely. We just trust each other. I think and we just inspire like the hell out of each other, like
Yeah.
all the time. And I feel like we do a good job of holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
You know, we're not perfect by any means, but you know,
Yeah.
I think we all look up to each other.
And another question, do you guys get along all the time?
No. We had a fight this weekend. Straight up, Friday night.
Yeah, it's a lot
Is
of.
it like petty fighting though, or is it?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
all brothers. We're all family.
It's
It's
family
family.
shit, you
It's
know. It's
family.
like
Yeah.
it's how exactly how you treat a family. It's like we're
Yeah.
all we got, but I mean that don't mean that we always gonna get along. So
Yeah.
You guys like apologize well? 'Cause,
Yes.
Like, I'm not a great apologizer.
I know I do.
I think
sometimes.
I think that's where the growing comes in.
I do. I try to say sorry.
The last question is, who is your first crush? It could be like just a random person, or it could be a celebrity.
Bro, Avril Lavigne.
Swear
Swear to God.
Hey,
That's a good
RIP.
one.
That's ironic.
We don't know.
Ironic. We
It's
were just
ironic.
talking
We were
about
just
it.
talking about
Avril,
that.
or what was the person?
Melissa. Is it Avril or Melissa?
Well, this was like 1998. so it
Avril.
was
It's a real Avril. It's a real Avril.
Good to know.
My first crush, I think, was a product of manipulation because my dad would always tease me that I had this crush on this girl in second grade, but I didn't think I had a crush on her. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, Taylor Valentine, man.
That's her name.
That's her name.
Oh my gosh.
That's her
Sick,
name.
man. That's a crush.
So
man.
that's a crush type of name. That's what I said in my
Valentine.
second grade head. I'm like, damn, how could I not have a crush on Taylor Valentine? So I think, I just kind of formed a crush on her and then followed her on Instagram 12 years later. And, she's
Follow
doing
you
great.
back?
Yeah, she did. She's doing great.
Well, yeah, now's your chance.
That was my chance. That was my
Your second
chance.
grade crush.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Love it. Mine. I'll probably say I'm gonna just shout out JoJo real quick. I'm gonna say JoJo.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That was my first crush.
Yeah.
I love you,
Deep
JoJo.
is such a
I love you,
jam.
JoJo.
Yeah.
Burritos or bowls? Let's go to Chipotle. I just want to go to Chipotle with JoJo.
Okay.
That's the date you would take her on?
Yes, we go to Chipotle together.
I like it because it's like kind of casual, like not like you're trying to, but like
And who doesn't like Chipotle? And I see her tweet about Chipotle before, so it's like I like
You know she
Chipotle.
likes
Yeah,
it.
perfect.
Oh.
I love you, JoJo.
Celebrity JoJo?
Yeah.
Someone celebrity JoJo.
Like leave, get out, JoJo.
Yeah.
I got you.
I know.
Yeah. Solid.
Oh, my ex is probably gonna be pissed, but Carl Walls, they're neighbors, so that's awkward. We went to the same elementary
Damn,
school,
on
and
dirt.
she was like so dope. She could play soccer. I just thought any girl who could play soccer was like the dopest person in the world. Yeah, so like she can play soccer, so I'm like, she's cute. And then she went pro, and she's doing cool. So,
She went to pro?
yeah,
Damn.
Nice.
Good for her.
got real dope. So.
That is dope.
Most likely to get married in Vegas.
1, 2. There we go. All right, so you have to drink
Ooh, that's
3
fast.
times.
3 6.
Yeah.
Or you.
Go back to the hometown.
So most likely to be able to talk themselves out of trouble.
That's a great
Or
question.
you.
I would say.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he's good with words. He's slick with
very
words.
good.
Convince you that anything is the truth.
Yeah. This is the type of man that can sell anything. He could.
Sell water to a ski boat.
Right. Something like that. Yeah.
And you probably know the law pretty well.
I do. I get in trouble.
Yeah.
Most likely to be a criminal mastermind.
Oh, that is.
I just don't want to point at myself either.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go him.
Wow, we're all tied
Oh,
up
that's
then.
different. Oh, it's
Oh, you
different
know
for
what?
everybody.
After seeing him play Red Dead, after hearing
Criminal
about you playing Red
mastermind.
Dead,
I got you.
practicing. He's been practicing. That's why. That's my reason.
Yeah.
Like you
Playing
would
Red
design
Dead,
the
he's
most
been
elaborate
practicing.
like scheme.
Yeah. He just
Especially
told me how he
knowing that you were
killed
friends
somebody
with
today.
Jack, bro. I know.
No, it's on him.
I know.
You're very secretive and just low key too.
Wait, did you all point to him?
I pointed at
We
him.
all pointed differently.
I pointed
Yeah.
at
He
ASC.
changed his answer.
I changed my answer.
Apparently, we can all be criminal.
Yeah.
We'll all be villains.
Outsydus. Criminal mastermind.
Yeah, that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
That can give me a job at Whole Foods. I'll do that.
All right, most likely to be a trophy husband.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I would agree, like, but I'm gonna choose him because I don't want to take that.
Or
role.
him. I was gonna play him.
You know what?
With conviction.
But I'm gonna still say you.
Most likely to up and move.
Up and move.
You know what?
I can see
Changing
that.
your answer.
He just
I can see
he
it.
lives in his
Yeah,
Jeep
I
more
can
than his
see
house.
it.
Because she said up and
Wait,
move,
why
you moved
though?
a lot.
I'm curious.
But then
Because he lives in his Jeep more than his house.
You live in your Jeep more than your house?
Yes.
I move around a lot. I'm always like traveling or going somewhere else.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
lifestyle.
I feel like Ben is like more comfortable with like the switch ups and stuff, you know, which is totally cool. It's
Yeah.
like,
More comfortable with change and routine.
yeah, you know, like at least just accepting the change.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So would you actually up and move?
No, not with my voice here, man. No way. We're going nowhere.
You gotta do it before you make relationships. It's easier then.
Right.
I can't leave anymore. I have you. Most likely to be catfish.
No.
You know what?
No, you're too smart.
I think
Cut that out.
you catfish.
I'm gonna say you.
I think you get catfish.
I'm pretty smart.
Not true.
Yeah, but I feel like you see the good in everyone.
I do, and that could work to my. I could
I ain't
be easily
making no vote.
manipulated because of it.
Why not? You have to.
You gotta vote.
You have to
I gotta
vote.
make a vote.
It's cool. Just lay it on me, bro. I already got two.
Sorry.
I get it.
Most likely to be farting right now.
No hesitation.
I never hesitate. I'll fart in front of
hesitation
anybody
on
at
that.
any time.
And it's bad too.
I
Always.
had gas the other day.
It's bad.
You had guests the other day.
Yeah, I did.
It's not even like it's just.
They
you
got
know.
the deadliest farts I've ever seen.
When you know, you know.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Alright. Do you guys have any most likelies you want to ask each other?
How about y'all?
Yeah, what
Yes,
about you
I'll-
guys?
What about
I
us?
mean, you can ask us
Yeah,
if
go
you
for
want.
it.
Yeah.
Let's get some questions.
Most likely to fall asleep during a movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
true.
I do that a
You
lot.
never finished the movie.
True.
Well, it also like depends how exciting the movie is. Like if it's a boring fantasy house.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it.
All right, somebody gotta think of one.
damn, this is a good one.
Most likely to slash an ex's tires.
Oh,
Yeah, 100%.
Also, like, I would
like
slash
it.
your ex's tires. I would slash your ex's tires.
Hey, that's ride or die.
You get a time. You get a time. Time slash forever.
I will be calling you. I will be calling
Yeah,
you.
go